What's going on, people? Welcome with another video. First live stream I've done in a little while, actually. Hope everyone's keeping well. Just thought we'd have a little discussion today about the Premier League. Is the Premier League season finished? There's rumours going around today that the Premier League season could be over. Null and void. Everything starts again. Liverpool, of course, will not be champions. All the teams in the relegation zone will survive, and the teams chasing promotion in the lower leagues, that'll all be out the window. So, what's your thoughts? Looking at the way everything is at the moment, it looks really difficult for this season to start again. I mean, they're talking about the season being finished by the 30th of June, but some of the clubs have got 10 games left. They would have to start by at least maybe the middle of May. It's April next week. Can you really see this whole thing clearing up by the middle of April? I mean, the Prime Minister today has tested positive. I mean, the guy who's been giving us advice every day on how to stay clear and stay healthy has come down with it. So, it tells you everything at the moment about the state of affairs. What's your thoughts? Do you think it should be null and void, or do you think, everybody should make the best effort to try and finish the season? At the moment, to me, I feel like this is a lot bigger than football. As much as I miss football and would love to be watching football now, I think this is a lot bigger than football. The issue is much larger, and it would be very unfortunate for Liverpool and teams like that to miss out when they're definitely going to win the league. But for me, you can't give them the title unless they win the title, and they haven't won it. It's very unfortunate, and I do feel sorry for them in that sense. For me, as an Arsenal fan, null and void in the season will probably help us out. I mean, we were struggling to get in the top four, the top five if City were banned. Even a Europa League spot was looking difficult for us at the moment. So I'm assuming if the season was null and void, you would go off where you finished last season. Now, that would mean Arsenal in the Europa League again. But, I don't think we could have done much better than that this season, if I'm honest. I don't think we would have got in the top four. So, it's such an interesting situation. Now, David Ornstein did a report in The Athletic saying now that, more and more of the chief executives at the Premier League clubs are, more in favour of the Premier League ending. Null and void, start again. Do you think this is fair? I've got a few friends who are Liverpool fans and they're saying, they should be crowned champions no matter what. They're too far ahead. To me, unfortunately, they are going to win the league. If those games were completed, Liverpool would win the league, no doubt. They need 2 wins, that's it. They would win the league. But the reality is, you can't crown them as champions if they don't actually win the title. If Lewis Hamilton is, half a lap clear of everyone, they don't give him the trophy before he crosses the finish line. He's got to cross the line. Anything can happen. Now, it's very unfortunate. Hala Madrid there in the comments saying, I'm a Liverpool fan, but this season must finish. I understand. If I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be thinking exactly the same. But the issue is much bigger than football. All the leagues I think below the National League, North and South and Prem, have been wiped away now. I know a few people who play at that level. I've played at that sort of level myself. Some of those teams were clear at the top of the league, and they've put so much money in. Teams are struggling to stay afloat now. If somebody supported Liverpool, they are going to look at it and go, first title in what, 20, 30 years, and to get it taken away. But you've got to look at the bigger picture. Somebody made a comment today. I read it on Twitter. They said, right now, who is more important than the NHS staff, than the bin man who empties your bin every week, than the shopkeeper who's putting all that bread, milk, and pasta and toilet roll in the shop every day? At the moment, footballers have got big egos. They're near the top of the food chain, and they're made to feel very special. At the moment, footballers are not that special because things have been put into the context of life, not just football. So I think football may have to become secondary in this case, and unless there's a massive turnaround quickly, I don't see. I think this season will run very late into the summer. Now that's going to be very difficult. Um, how do you get a pre-season if the Euros are next summer and you don't start the season until September, October? How do you fit the next season in to finish it before the Euros? Do you wipe out the FA Cup and the League Cup in order to make more room? Do you wipe away that little winter break that they had and play, 3 games during that time to squeeze in more? I don't know. Let me know what you think. I think at the moment it looks very difficult that we'll see Premier League football again this season. In terms of next season, maybe so. What's the latest you think they can go to? When do they look at it and go, do you know what? It's too late now. You can't continue. Obviously, they've named April 30th as their next time when they want to assess things and see if they can start. For me, that will be extended. It's April next Wednesday. It's April the 1st next Wednesday. Are you telling me that we're a month away from Premier League football being played? I don't think so. This pandemic is on the rise at the moment, and I don't see how in a month's time it will be on the downward. In fact, people are saying we're still 2 or 3 weeks away from it hitting its peak, unfortunately. So by that period in time, I don't see football being played by the end of April. They said they want the season done by June, so you would have to be playing football by mid-May, and I don't see that happening either because, look, the players are going to need at least 2 or 3 weeks in training to get fit. They may have to play games behind closed doors to get some match fitness, and that would mean them getting back to training by the start of May, having 2 or 3 weeks, then starting the season, try and finish it in 6 weeks, and then have a break and then come back. I just don't see that happening. It is very unfortunate for Liverpool and teams like that, but that's just the way it is at the moment. A lot of transfer speculation going around at the moment. Of course, Aubameyang. Every day you open, the internet on your phone or a newspaper, Aubameyang is being linked with moves left, right, and centre. The club need to tie that down. Does he want to stay? I think he would have been very much under the impression that, look, he will stay if Arsenal maybe get a Champions League spot. Is a Europa League spot going to be enough to convince him? I think Arsenal would have to chuck big, big money at him, and I think this whole situation will affect transfers this summer. There's no doubt. Teams will have to tighten their structure, their wage bill, their transfer plans. We know Arsenal are pretty tight at the best of times, especially the Kroenkes. So this may make them that little bit tighter, which maybe doesn't work well in the Aubameyang situation if he wants close to 300 grand a week. The only thing is, other clubs may look at him and go, you know what, Aubameyang turns 31 in June, going to want close to 300k. Arsenal will want 50 million plus. It may not represent good value for money, even though the guy's a supreme goal scorer. So just a short one today. Just checking in really how everyone is. Quick live stream. Very difficult times, strange period in time, speaking to family and stuff who are a lot older. They're saying they've never seen anything like this in any, sort of generation, even when, wars were going off and them things, you still had freedom to move around and go to stores and shops and those things. We literally, at the moment, we're kind of stuck. You get your one bit of exercise a day, although I'm sure some people go out more than once a day. I've been trying to go on bike rides and things like that, but not easy, very boring. You've got to keep your mind occupied, do little home workouts, little gym workouts at home, try and study, try and read. Do whatever you can to keep yourself occupied, study, do whatever helps. And let me quickly read a few of your comments before I go. Hala Madrid says, for me, next season should be a 19-game season, 9 home games, 9 away, and 1 game on a neutral ground for everyone. Makes sense in theory, but I can't see it happening. 1-1 says, big up Curtis Shaw TV. Hope you're well. I hope it's done. Don't want Liverpool winning the title. Oh, man, it's harsh. But, from a banter point of view, I get what you mean. But it's very harsh on them, man. Abdullah Ahmed 18 says, hey Curtis, love your videos and your live streams, bro. I love watching you. You are my G. if the season did end completely, what should Arsenal do next season to make us elite again? I mean, it's going to take money. We need to be smart. As I said, I wrote a team on Twitter, I think, where I was talking about a potential team next season. And some people were going, "No, we need to go bigger than that." But I'm saying, look, let's be realistic. We're not going to spend 200 or 300 million in one window. We need to be realistic about what we can get. Can we maybe get a Thomas Partey, an Upper Meccano, Max Aarons? Would you take Ceballos on a permanent? Would you look at Zaha again? He'd be a lot cheaper this year, I think. We need to be realistic. 2 or 3 real top quality players who go straight into the starting 11, and 2 or 3 squad players to boost the squad. Get rid of some of the washed up players, and I think we'd have a chance. 1-1 says harsh, but can't like them after the years of rivalry when I was small. But born Liverpool, oh mate, you're gonna get some abuse off them Liverpool fans, man. I'm telling you. It is what it is. As I said, I would feel sorry for them, but it is what it is. This is bigger than football, man, and we have to think in those terms. Big up everyone in the live comments. Just a short one, little live update. Tomorrow I'm going to do a live stream, an extended one, and we'll talk more about the current situation and what's going on with Arsenal. Everyone in the live comments, take care. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and again, everyone stay safe at this difficult time. Keep your mind occupied, keep your body occupied, keep busy. Do what you can, stay safe, take care of each other, and I'll be back later in the week. Bless.